Shabbat Shalom, everyone, and happy secular New Year. And I don't know if we have any other. I'm Rabbi Benjamin Zober, one half of the rabbinic team here at Temple Sinai, and I am so delighted to be here with all of you this evening as we welcome Shabbat. And of course, we will turn and wave hello to all of our friends out there in internet land. Hello, and hello to Natalie as she walks in. Hi, and Addie. Wow, all right, also. If you are online and you would like a copy of our siddur, you can find a virtual siddur at sinaireno.org/siddur. It will have all of the readings and prayers that you need to follow along. If you are here tonight, hopefully you have a prayer book in your hand. If not, Jeremy will be happy to set you up. If it is your first time using this prayer book, or if it's been a long while since we've seen old friends, the way that the book is arranged is on the right-hand page. We will have the traditional Hebrew with a transliteration and a translation, and on the left hand page, we will have alternate readings and prayers and meditations to help us find other ways to connect with our liturgy. We will generally do one or page or the other and then move on. I will do my best to signal you like I am landing a plane. If you end up on runway 7, you have gone the right way. Wrong way, if you end up at the Oneg down in our social hall at the end of the evening, then all has worked out. So, without further ado, we will turn to page 9, and we will alternate the paragraphs at the top of the page. There are days when we seek things for ourselves and measure failure by what we do not gain. On Shabbat, we seek not to acquire, but to share. There are days when we exploit nature as if it were a horn of plenty that can never be exhausted. On Shabbat, we stand and wonder before the mystery of creation. There are days when we act as if we cared nothing for the rights of others. On Shabbat, we remember that justice is our godi and a better world our goal. So we embrace Shabbat, day of rest, day of wonder, day of peace. At this time, it is my great honor to invite up Ellen McMullen to light our Shabbat candles. If you would like to follow along with the blessings, you can find them on page 2. Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Amen. Thank you. We continue our welcome of Shabbat with some songs. We will start with Hine Matov, which can be found at the top of page 10. Hine Matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim, shevet achot kam yachad. Hine matov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov, שבת אחות גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחות גם יחד, הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב. ירדאי, ירדאי, הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב. Yadadai, yadadai, yadadai. And we continue right along the very next song, Ma Yafeh Hayom. Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. And to completely switch things up, we'll turn to page 12 for Lechuna Ranana. Lechune ranana, lechune ranana, lechune ranana, ladonai. Lechune ranana, lechune ranana, lechune ranana, ladonai. Naria, naria, letzor yishenu, nikad mapanav Todah. Naria, naria, letzor yishenu, bizmirot naria lo. Lechune ranana, lechune ranana, lechune ranana, ladonai. Lechune ranana, lechune ranana, lechune ranana, ladonai. And we turn ourselves to page 20 for Lechadodi. As is our custom, we will sing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. And when we reach the 9th and final verse, I invite you, if you are able, to rise and turn to the entrance of whatever space you find yourself in this evening, whether it is our sanctuary or wherever you are out in the wide, wide world. And Gesundheit. Lechadodi likrat kala yadadai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lechadodi likrat kala yadadai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor B'dibur echad, hishmi'anu el hameyuchad, Adonai echad, ushmo echad, l'shemu tiferet v'letehila. Lechadodi likrat kala yadadai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lechadodi likrat kala yadadai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lachu v'nilcha, ki mekor habracha. Mirosh mikedem nesucha, sof ma'aseh b'machshavat chila. Lechadodi likrat kala yadadai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lechadodi likrat kala yadadai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela. Hitorari, hitorari, kiva orech kumiori, uri uri, shir daberi, kvod Adonai, alak nigla. Lechadodi likrat kala yadadai 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 ne Shabbat ne Kabbalat Lechadodi likrat kala yadadai 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 ne Shabbat ne Kabbalat Boi v'shalom ateret bala Gam b'simcha u'b'tola Tochem unei am segula Boi chala Lechadodi likrat kala yadadai 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 ne Shabbat ne Kabbalat Lechadodi likrat kala yadadai 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 ne Shabbat ne Kabbalat. Bavakasha Rashemet. We turn to page 26 and we continue together with the Chatzi Kaddish. Yitkara v'yitkarash shemei rabah V'yalma divrach urute v'yamlich malchute B'chayechon v'yom echon Uv'chayedek ho beit Yisrael Bagala, bagala, uvizman kariv, vimeru, amen. Yahesh me rabah mevarach, le'alam ol mehalmaya, yitbarach, yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitpar, v'yitromam, v'yitnaseh, V'yithadar, v'yitale, v'yithalal, Shemei dekudesha berechu, Leila min kol birchata v'shirata, Tushbechata v'nechemata, Damiran be'alma, V'meru, Amen. We turn to page 28 and we rise in body or in spirit for the Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamevorach Baruch Adonai Hamevorach Hamevorach Le'olam va'ed Hamevorach Hamevorach Le'olam va'ed. We continue together at the top of page 31. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai hamariv aravim. Ahavat olam can be found on the very next page. Ahavat olam bet Yisrael Amcha ahavta Amcha ahavta Torah umitzvot Chukim umishpatim Otanu limadata Otanu limadata Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shokmenu Kumenu nasiach bechukecha V'nismach b'divrei Toratecha U'v'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed Ki hem chayenu V'yorech yameinu Uvahem nege yomam v'layla, nage yomam v'layla. V'yahavata al tasir, mimenu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev amo Yisrael, Ohev amo Yisrael. Shema can be found on page 34. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. B'vakasha Leshevet. We continue together with the V'yahavta, page 36. V'yahavta et Adonai Elohecha B'kol levavcha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam B'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'rechtecha v'derech u'shachbecha uv'kumecha u'kshartam laot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uv'hisharecha Leman tizkaru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'item kadoshim lelohechem Ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem mi'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem lelohim Ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem Emet. We turn to page 39. Read at the top of the page. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. Michamocha can be found on the very next page. da 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 da. Ya da 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 ya da 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 da. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nehedar b'kodesh, Nora tehilot osefele, Nora tehilot osefele. Malchutecha ra'uvanecha, Okei ayam lifnei Moshe, Ze Elianu ve'amru, Ze Elianu ve'ameru, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed. V'nemar kifar Adonai et Yaakov, ugalo mi'ad chazak mimenu, Baruch atah Adonai Gal Yisrael. We read together at the top of page 43. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up, waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, haparei sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. We turn to the next page for Vishamru. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael od hi leolam, od hi leolam. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et ha-shemayim ve'et ha'aretz. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi'i shavat vayinafash, shavat vayinafash, shavat vayinafash. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. As always, thank you to all who dance and those who dance in your hearts. Well, now that we are all good and warmed up, we turn to page 46 for the Amidah, and I invite you to Bavakasha Lakun. Adonai sifatai tiftachu fi agita hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah,
Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor V'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei HaKol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imaot, U'Mevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo Ve'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechaye HaKol Atah Rav Le'Hoshia, Mashiv HaRuach U'Marid HaGashem, Mechalkel Chaim B'Chesed, Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Sohomek Noflim Berofeh Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Mishenei Afar, Michamocha Bal Givurot, Umidom Elah, Melech Meimit Umechayeh, Umatzviah Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah l'hachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, U'kadoshim b'chol yom yalucha selah, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
We continue silently to page 62. Please be seated when you are finished or when you feel ready.
Say shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, imru, amen. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom. Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom. Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. We turn at this time to Seder Kriyat HaTorah, our Torah service this evening. We begin on page 245. Assemble the people, men, women, and children, and the strangers in your cities to hear, to learn, to revere Adonai your God, to observe faithfully the words of this Torah, and let their children who do not yet know it hear, that they too may learn to revere Adonai your God. At this time, it is my honor to invite up John Luis Gomez to carry our Torah. We turn to page 246. I invite you to please rise. Ki mitzion tetzei Torah. Ki mitzion tetzei Torah. Udevar Adonai Berushalayim. Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah. Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah. Le'amo Yisrael b'kedushato. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Echad Eloheinu Gadol Adonenu Kadosh Shemo Galul Adonai iti Uneromamo Shemo Yachtav Lecha Adonai Hagadula V'Hagivura V'Hatiferet V'Hanetzach V'Hahod Ki kol b'shamayim u'ba'aretz Ki kol b'shamayim u'ba'aretz Lecha Adonai hamamlacha V'yaham yitnaseh lekol rosh Al shlosha divarim Al shlosha divarim Al shlosha divarim Haolam omed Al haTorah ve'al havodah ve'al gemilut chasadim Al haTorah ve'al havodah ve'al gemilut chasadim Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Thank you. You may be seated. It is my great honor to call Rose Petersky to the Torah. Talmud Shoshana bat Merav David Aliyah HaTorah.
Baruch hu et Adonai hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai hambarach leolam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai hamvorach leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim ve'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen. All right, let's see. Where are we? Amen. Wait a minute, I'm right-handed. Vayar Yosef le'Ephraim b'nei Shloshim gam b'nei Machir ben Menashe yuldu al birki Yosef. Vayomer Yosef el achav anochi met ve'Elohim pokad yivkod etchem ve'ela etchem min haaret hazot el haaretz asher nishba la'Avraham le'Yitzchak u'Yaakov vayishba Yosef et bnei Yisrael lemor pokad yivkod Elohim etchem v'ha'alitem et atmatai mizeh vayamut Yosef ben me'ah ve'esrim shanim vayachnatu ito vayisem ba'aron b'hamitzrayim. Chazak, chazak, v'nit chazek.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen. Now don't you go anywhere because we have a blessing for you. Misha berach avotenu v'imotenu Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless you as you have come up to Torah in honor of God and Torah. May you merit from the Holy One of blessing protection, rescue from any trouble or distress, from any illness, minor or serious. May God send blessing and success to your every endeavor, together with all Israel. And let us say, Amen. Amen. There are some in our community and in our lives who need a bit of healing, whether of body or mind or spirit. At this time, we are thinking of Ahmed El-Ahmed, Kevin Ashton, Avraham ben Avraham, Avraham Leib ben Yahaskel Fishel, Kathy Bartlett, Tracy Bartlett, Batia Ta'ali, Nava Brenner, Laura Cohen, Megan Carney Cranmer, Sabrina Doty, Jim Eaglesmith, Stephen Gould, Marlene Harris, Pam Hendricks, Hinda Chernia Bat Marjorie, Kay Del Carmen Holly, Ron Kamen, Renee Kerr, Letitia Kruger, John Lutzker, Jason Matthews, James Miller, Harav Miriam Yael Chaya Batsara, Carol A. Moore, Tim Ober, Claire Petersky, Tony Petty, Carol Pevney, the Ramirez Morgan family, Judy Ramos, Sarah Bat Chava, Harav Sarah Bat Yisrael Vashoshana, Chaya Schwartz, Shlomit Shalit, Chris Stanton, Petra Suber, Vanessa Wagner, Yitzchak Ben Yisrael, Asher Zelech, and we offer our collective prayers for peace for all of those who need peace in their lives and in the world this evening. If there are other names that you wish to add, if you're online, I encourage you to put those names in the comments for us to see. And if you are present here tonight, I invite you to share those names when my eyes meet yours as my hand sweeps over the room.
Stuart Alderman.
Our song of healing for all that those we are thinking of, it can be found on page 253. Please join me. Mi sheberach avotenu mekor habrecha leimotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu Mekor habrecha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. At this time, it is my great honor to invite up Jeremy Cohen to lift our Torah and open up John to address our Torah. We all rise for Hagbah. Tools there. There's some space. Vazot HaTorah Asher Sam Moshe Livnei Bnei Yisrael Al Pi Adonai B'Yad Moshe Yai Dai 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 Yai Dai 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 Yai Dai 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 Yai Dai 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 Yai Dai 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 Yai Dai 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 Yai Dai 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 Yai Dai 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 Dai. We turn to page 257, and we alternate the paragraphs. When Torah entered the world, freedom entered it. The whole Torah exists only to establish peace. Its highest teaching is love and kindness. What is hateful to you, do not do to any person. That is the whole Torah. All the rest is commentary. Go and learn it. Those who study Torah are the true guardians of civilization, honoring one another, doing acts of kindness, and making peace. These are our highest duties. But the study of Torah is equal to them all because it leads to them all. Let us learn in order to teach. Let us learn in order to do. Page 256. Eitz chaim hi lemachzikim ba v'torcheha meushar teracheha darchei noam v'chol nativotecha shalom hashivenu Adonai elecha v'nashua Charesh Yameinu Charesh Yameinu Kekedem.
Thank you both. Bavakasha לשבת.
When a man dies, they say he was gathered unto his fathers. As long as he is alive, his fathers are gathered within him. Each cell of his body and soul a delegate from one of his thousands of fathers since the beginning of time. Yehuda Amichai. Today would have been my dad's 77th birthday. Alas, he was gathered unto his fathers. His father was much like my dad and I, short, bald, and possessed of a mildly useful talent for writing silly poetry. If Amichai was right, like my father before me, I am full of those ancestors, dating even further into the past than to that village of Zobers, a bunch of Hungarians running around with bad backs. I find it comforting to think that there will come a day when I am reunited with these people. I can't sit next to my dad. I can't hug my grandfather or wait for him to tell one of his quiet little jokes sitting at the table or hear his stories. But someday I will be gathered with them again, in whatever way that is. And right now they are gathered in me, which, now that I think about it, is a lot of responsibility. Responsibility for family legacies is not new, nor unique to me. It is as old as, well, families. And this is certainly the case with the patriarchs and the matriarchs. Jewish parents have been guilting their kids about it ever since Abraham. And we've been fretting over it too. According to the Talmud, when Jacob was on his deathbed, his sons gathered around him and they recited the Shema. Glad that his sons would continue the covenant, this relationship with God, he quietly said the second line, Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Blessed is God's glorious name forever. And that he said it quietly, whether out of reverence or because that was all the volume that he could muster at the end of his life. That is why we too say it most of the year in that hushed tone. For Jacob, it was like a sigh of relief that his children's fathers were gathered in them. They would continue the work of their father, their father's father, and his father. Indeed, the first mention in Torah of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob all together was in the section that we just read. Rabbi Erwin Keller points out that in this week's parashah, we encounter gathering, asaf in the Hebrew, many times. And as Torah scholars, we know that when a word is repeated, it should get our attention. Rabbi Keller talks about the word asaf, this gathering, as it relates to Jacob gathering his family around him at the end of his life. He also says that Jacob gathers his feet in the bed, maybe pulling himself close and snuggling up in those last minutes. And Joseph gathers too. His name Yosef bears a linguistic connection to that same word. Indeed, Joseph is a gatherer, not only in that he brings his ancestors with him. And we must note that Jacob loved Joseph in part because he reminded him of his beloved Rachel. And so she and our mothers are gathered in him as well. But Joseph gathers others. After a few detours along the way, there they were in Egypt, all of his brothers and his sister and his father and all of their households gathered together. And when it is time for Joseph to die again, they gather. It says that he gathers with his brothers. Now, the sages are split as to whether or not he was the first to go of his brothers, even though he was one of the youngest, or if this was just a way of referring to his family. Whoever it was gathered his loved ones with him, all there. Gathering can be more than just assembling in a space, though. It can be spiritual and emotional. Again, Rabbi Keller says that when Jacob says, "Be gathered," to his children, he doesn't just mean that everyone should show up in the room, but that they should allow themselves the closeness that our day-to-day differences sometimes impede. We have this same experience when we gather for the death of a loved one or a friend. This also happens when we gather ourselves. The rituals of mourning require us that we do not mourn alone, that we gather 9 other people with us so that we have a community. The book of Bereshit ends with Joseph's death. We know that we will begin Exodus enslaved, stuck in Egypt. But the book of Bereshit ends reminding us that we are gathered together. This togetherness is something that will serve us throughout the book of Exodus as we work towards our redemption. We learn that we are gathered together. When we ache, when we mourn and grieve, we often feel most alone. The Torah shows us how essential it is to have people around us when that happens. The Torah offers us this model of gathering together. And so it is with us. Our mothers and fathers are gathered in us. Someday, we will be gathered unto them. And until then, we gather for one another, all of those around us, when we need it most. Shabbat Shalom. At this time, it is my great pleasure to invite up Matthew Benelli to open our ark. We turn to page 282, and I invite you to please rise. Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol. Latet gedula leotzer breshit, shelo asanu kavei haratzot, velo samanu kamishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chalkenu kahem, vegor aleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, Umishachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. Page 285. Let the time not be distant, O God, when all shall turn to you in love, when corruption and evil shall give way to integrity and goodness, when superstition shall no longer enslave the mind, nor idolatry blind the eye. Who may all created in your image become one in spirit and one in friendship, forever united in your service. Then shall your realm be established on earth, and the word of your prophet fulfilled, Adonai will reign forever and ever. Page 287. V'ne'emar b'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. Thank you. בבקשה לשבת. At this time, we think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. At this time, we are remembering Fruma Bat Yaakov, Ed Stebbing, Alvina Geiger, Frederick Andres, Marilyn Hilborn, Neil J. Rosen, Eve Lubling, Terry Sayez, Flora Alderman, Orit Sur Cohen, Patricia Solomon, Kimberly Lane, Arlene Kolber, Joan Seidel, Evelyn Giles, Alan Gordon, Louise Ohayan. And on this Shabbat, we commemorate the yartzites of Daniel Rutkovitz, Bella Minnick, Jack Gordon, Ann Ream, Sidney Scheinman, MD, Lauren Soifer Sokol, Max Weinberg, Malka Bedines, Sidney Barber, Sidney Davis, Marshall Koch, Anna A. Marsh, Della Omel, Louis Omel, Henry Matthew Rolnick, Joshua Adam Rolnick, Tess Weinstock Rolnick, Molly Diamond Khan, Andy Getz, Norma Morhar, Lily Izabolski, Naomi Stein, Selma Ginsberg, Hyman Leventhal, and Ray Rich. If there are other names that you wish to add, again, I encourage you to put those names in the comments if you're online or out loud as my eyes meet yours.
Mary Pedrosa and Jose Ariana Gonzalez. Cindy May.
Kadisha Tome can be found on page 294. If it is your custom, please rise. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabah v'yalma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon v'yamechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael v'agala v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabah mevarach le'alam u'olmei almaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shemei dekudisha v'richu leila min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata tamiran b'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimramav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all who mourn, to which we say, amen. B'vakasha l'shevet. Jeremy, are you our announcer this evening? Come on down.
Shabbat Shalom, Temple Sinai. Good to see you all. Good to see old friends and some potential new friends, new people, new faces. Always great to see. and happy secular New Year as well. And thank you, Rabbi Ben, for leading our service. Fantastic chanting as always. And Michael Gorden leading our live streaming. Hello again to the live stream people out there. You are many, we know. And thank you to the anonymous Oneg Challenge donor. For those of you who don't know, we have an anonymous challenge that we, 52 weeks a year, we were trying to get our Onegs to be sponsored, and it is an ongoing challenge. So if you are up for the challenge, please commit to a 2026 Oneg up and coming ASAP. Volunteers always needed. Torah chanting, contact Laura Smith. God bless you. Live stream tech. Michael Gorden can't do it all. Every Shabbat service, him and Tommy do the bulk of it. But if you're interested in helping us out in those tiny little ways, please let us know. We'd love to have you be a part of that. And there's a Yisma Zoom. For those online, after our service, we'll be joining our little Zoom conference for a little hangout. So, you may not be able to physically join us in there, but we can be together in spirit. And Saturday morning, the 10 a.m. Torah study. If you haven't heard, this is the study to be a part of. This is Rabbi Sarah Zober's very renowned 10 a.m. Torah study. And I have tomorrow off. I might have to hop in there. Actually, I'm not working on a Saturday, which is bizarre to me. I don't know what I'll do. We don't have Sunday school this Sunday, the 4th, still the winter break. It resumes on the 11th. There's Purim Spiel rehearsal. For those of you that don't know, March 1st, Purim Spiel. It's going to be in the crossover of the Chicago musical and Purim Spiel. And I'm going to be playing the role of Haman. Boo, yes. That is the appropriate response. I say Haman, you say boo. Yeah, that's exactly right. Perfect. And then next week, Friday, is the Tot Shabbat service. I got a 2.5-year-old. His name's Jesse. He's amazing. He'll be here. So come and meet him. It's really the only time he can come out to Temple because usually he's in bed by now. We're fighting my wife to lay down and sleep, to be honest with you. So that'll be a Shabbat potluck service following that. At 6 p.m., there's a Kabbalat Shabbat service again that January the 9th. And I'm going to not say all these fabulous things to spare you guys. It's written. There's newsletters. We put it out there. But it's on the website, a calendar. Michael Stombach puts it all together. That's like my go-to reference. If I don't know, I keep one of those blue pamphlets, put it in my back pocket, then I just go to the website to refer. But those are my main bits and bobs. I got Adult Hebrew Level 3 Tuesday the 13th. I have Wednesday the 14th is the board meeting. Very exciting board meeting. We discuss important events. It's really our way to hear. If you're a part of the community and there's something that you're not hearing or want to advocate for yourself, join up in the meeting. I started going to those meetings and now I'm a member at large. So you get roped into things and then you start making announcements at Friday night services. It's all well and good. I'll stop. I'll spare you guys right there. Thanks, guys. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you for greeting as well and all of that. All right. Our closing number this evening is Shalom Aleichem, which can be found on page 323. I know it's in here somewhere. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem LaShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem LaShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem LaShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Nile Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem LaShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.